Imagine if you could tap into an unlimited stream of wealth and opportunity simply by shifting your mindset. I used to believe that success required constant striving and hard work until I discovered the surprising science of effortless abundance. As I began to study the patterns of effortless abundance in nature, I realized that the secret to attracting prosperity wasn't about striving or forcing, but about aligning myself with the universe's natural flow. When I tapped into this powerful current, amazing things started to happen. In this video, I'm going to reveal the counter principles of effortless abundance that anyone can apply, including you, to start attracting more wealth and opportunity into our lives. So, whether you're an entrepreneur looking to take your business to the next level, or someone who's just tired of feeling stressed and limited by your current financial situation, effortless abundance is available to you. It all starts with a few very easy, simple mindset shifts. So, let's get right into it. The first part is we have to discover the principle of effortless abundance. To jump into this topic with you, this is going to really be helpful if you're interested in getting rid of lack and a scarcity mindset. So, now let me first start off by saying that most of us have been conditioned to believe that abundance is scarce and that we have to constantly struggle and compete to get our fair share. But what if I told you that the exact opposite is true? In nature, we find countless examples of effortless abundance in action. So I like to use the example of the birds. We all have seen birds everywhere. They're flying around. And if we're sitting outside eating, or if we're at the beach and we're eating and crumbs fall on the ground, those birds will swoop in and eat their dinner, breakfast, or lunch. Think about that. The birds aren't doing anything, like they're just doing what they do, what they naturally do, which is fly around. They smelled some food, or they heard, or they saw some food. And guess what? Crumbs fell on the ground, or big pieces of crumbs fell on the ground, and they swooped in and they had a filling dinner, living their best life. That is an example of nature in action showing us. And if you happen to be a Christian or believe in the Bible, then I'm sure you've heard that Bible verse where it talks about, if I am willing, am able to take care of the birds and provide for them, what makes you think I wouldn't do the same for you? So, real quick, I want to share with you my own personal story, like my own journey. Many years ago, I found myself completely stuck when it came to my finances. No matter how hard I worked or how much I saved, it just felt like I was swimming upstream constantly. And I continued to do that until I discovered the principle of effortless abundance. This journey completely transformed my life, and I honestly can't wait to share these insights with you today. So, first, let's talk about the science behind abundance. Did you know that abundance is actually the natural state of the universe? Seriously, we see this everywhere in nature. Take a tiny seed, for example. When it's planted in fertile soil and given the right condition, that seed can grow into a mighty tree, producing thousands of seeds of its own. This is the power of exponential growth, and it's wired into the very fabric of our universe. This principle doesn't just apply to nature. Don't believe what they say. It doesn't just apply to nature. It applies to our lives every single day as well. There are psychologists that have done extensive research on the concept of, I call it flow state, right? Those moments when we're completely immersed in an activity and time just seems to fade away. I'm sure you've been there. I've been there before. Some people say it's daydreaming, or you get so bogged down to what you're doing that you lose all track of time because you're just flowing. You just get into it. It's just coming effortlessly and easily. Psychologists have found that when we align ourselves with these flow states, we naturally tap into a sense of effortless abundance. A great example of someone who embodies this principle is Oprah Winfrey. Oprah grew up in poverty. She faced countless challenges and setbacks along the way, but she never lost sight of her vision. She aligned herself with her purpose and her passions, and as a result, she was able to tap into an incredible flow of abundance. Today, of course, we all know that she's one of the most successful and influential women in the world. So, how can we start tapping into this flow of abundance in our own lives? One of the most powerful tools at our disposal is the principle of compound growth. I love the word compound interest, compound growth. It's all up my alley. So, to understand how this works, I want you to think about a snowball. rolling down a hill. At first, the snowball is like this small, it's just really tiny. And it moves slowly, right? But as it continues to roll, it picks up more and more snow, growing in size and momentum with each rotation. So by the time it reaches the bottom of the hill, it's transformed into a massive, unstoppable force. This is how compound growth works in our financial lives as well. Warren Buffett, one of the most successful investors of all time, is famous for his commitment to this principle. By consistently investing his money and allowing his returns to compound over time, there's that compound interest, he was able to amass an incredible fortune. The key here is to start small and remain consistent. Even if you can only save or invest a few dollars a day, that money will begin to compound and grow. Don't underestimate the power of these small actions. I recently spoke with a woman, we'll just name her Sarah for this example, who used this principle to completely transform her financial life. By setting aside just $50 a month and investing it consistently over 20 years, she was able to build a nest egg of over $100,000. That the power of compound growth in action. So, of course, tapping into effortless abundance isn't just about the actions we take. It's also about the mindset we cultivate. Many of us have been conditioned to think in terms of scarcity, to believe that there's never enough to go around. But the truth is, scarcity is a myth. I'm going to say it again. Scarcity is a myth. There is more than enough abundance in this entire universe for all of us to thrive. So, cultivating a mindset of plenty starts with gratitude. Numerous studies by researchers like Robert Emmons and Michael McCullough have shown that practicing gratitude can have a profound impact on our well being and abundance. When we focus on the blessing in our lives, no matter how small, we begin to make that shift. We make that mindset shift from lack to one of plenty. So, here are a few practical tips. I always got to give you some practical tips for cultivating an abundance mindset. Number one, keep a gratitude journal. Each day, write down three things you're grateful for, at least three. Over time, this simple practice can completely rewire your brain for abundance. If you're following me on TikTok, you know that I'm doing this gratitude. Abundance starts with gratitude. And so you can start to do something very similar. Start with three things a day. Number two, celebrate others' successes. When we see others thriving, it's easy to fall into the trap of comparison and jealousy. Instead, choose to celebrate their wins as if they were your own. Their success doesn't diminish yours. It simply affirms that abundance is available to all of us. So if I know Sarah did it, then guess what? That means that I can do it, that there's enough for me to do the same thing. Number three, reframe challenges as opportunities. When faced with a financial setback or a challenge, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I grow and evolve as the result of this experience? By shifting your perspective, you open yourself up to new possibilities and solutions. I know this mindset shift isn't always easy per se, because for years I struggled with the scarcity mindset, always focusing on what I lacked rather than what I had. But as I began to practice gratitude and abundance, my entire life transformed, y'all. Opportunities began to flow to me effortlessly, and my financial reality completely shifted. I know if I can make this shift, I know you can too. So do not think that it is impossible. I am a walking billboard of what can be, and so can you. So this is just the beginning. In part two of this series, I'm going to dive into the practical steps you can take to start aligning your actions with abundance, not tomorrow, but today. So we'll explore the power of generosity, the importance of pursuing your passions, and so much more. So I can't wait to continue this journey with you. And I hope to see you on the next video. I hope this was helpful and letting you know how to make that mindset shift that can change your life. See you soon. Bye.